Hi guys. Let me let everybody get in from Shauna's. I'm pulling up the chat on my phone so I can see it. I got some stuff from DecoArts that I was going to show you. I'll show you the projects that we did the other day too. So those of you who are watching the recording, you might want to fast forward just a little bit. Hi, Teresa. So I got a DecoArts order the other day, and I got triple thick I got some triple thick glaze because I like this better than resin, and this is wonderful stuff. I don't like the bottle or the jar. I like the spray really well. But I also got some of the Americana sealer in a matte and a gloss to use with the alcohol inks. And I got DuraClear high gloss varnish. That's my favorite varnish to use when I'm done with paintings. I like that high gloss. They also have like a semi-gloss and a satin, but I really like that one. I also got a sealer, just a sealer, which I thought might work well on like the jelly plate or over alcohol ink products. And I got glazing medium, which I didn't really need, but I ended up getting it. I also got some of the traditions. I got a medium beige, a dioxine purple, and a couple of the opaque white. This is the best opaque white. It really helps cover. So this is my go-to, and I really like the traditions. It's just a step up from their basic craft paint. They're not all in tubes. You can also get it in bottles like this. So the other thing I got besides this is what I'm going to use today is I was almost, well, I thought I was getting a chalk paste, a version of something like a chalk paste. I don't know what was in my brain. I did get matte, medium, and high gloss decoupage stuff, but I ordered the Traditions gesso because this gesso is almost gone, and the jar dried up. So I ordered this, which is, that's a lot of gesso for me. Like that will last a long time. But I also ordered this, and I think I thought it was chalk paste, but that's gesso. And then my order came with this. I didn't order this. So I'm going to take this to school. I'm probably going to take both of these to school and donate them to the art teacher at school and keep this one to use. But they're both a little thinner than what. Well, this one's not bad. This one's pretty good. The DecoArts one. I think I thought I was ordering chalk paste. Yes, triple thick comes in a spray can, and it's the best. Hi, Amy, by the way, and Joan, and Lori, Judy, and Kat, and Painty Girl, and Eileen, Teresa, Shauna. You did good, Shauna. Hi, Deb. Thank you all for hanging out. So the other thing I got was glamour dust, which is just like sprinkle on glitter, supposedly. There's no liquid in here. It's just little itty bitty iridescent glitter. So I didn't really, and I got liquid glass, which I don't know why I got this. All right, so let me put those out of the way. So today what I want to do is I'm going to do a project. These are just canvases that are painted with black and Prussian blue on them. And I want to do a canvas like Annika Gray, who does very monotoned, but I want to do it in the iridescence. So I have a couple focal points. I have a peacock. I'm thinking I'm going to use one peacock on one and the butterflies on the other in napkin. And I pulled some stencils. And I have the DuraClear varnish in violet, blue, and teal. So the first thing I want to do is try just putting it straight up on the black, because what it does, it's like the interference, essentially. It's a new product for them, or relatively new, I believe. I have the interference. Now I have tried these on top of a product. I used it as a varnish, and when you rock it one way, you really do see the teal. I kind of think they're very similar to, they're going to act a lot like the dragonfly as well, is my thought. So I am just going to start with some stencil work. And it may not show up immediately on the canvas, on the camera, but I'll hold it up. So can you see? And I kind of want to work both these canvases at the same time. Right now, I'd say it's very much like the interference. Okay, and I'm going to use this stencil through a circle. So I'm going to double up my stencils. It is a little wet to stencil with. So if you want a real clear. The other thing I thought I'd do is we could do, not tonight, but we could do a paint pour. And right now I'm just looking for some patterns in the background. Because we're going to add some layers. This is just the beginning layer. And we'll try out some of the gessos too. I got. I thought they would pop a little more than they are. I can see them, but it's very subtle. I'm also going to try something else here in just a few minutes after I add some paper. Well, actually, I'm going to do it before I add paper. Okay, so I'm going to let that, let's dry that. I'm going to set those aside real quick. I've got all this right here. Let me just get a piece of black cardstock. Or dark brown or something. Here's a black piece. Just to make this a little faster, I'm going to hit it with a brush. It might show up a little bit better on there. Just want to try not to waste it. Now, when Colleen did the faux encaustic, this would work in that as well. Remember how it had her add, we added the dragonfly? This would work like that. It's not as heavy of a mica as the dragonfly. The dragonfly is bigger crystals of glitter or mica pigments. This is more fine. It also, if you were using it, I saw them paint it on a finial. You could paint it on like if you're painting something, you could paint more than one coat. So I'll just get the rest of it. the napkin. Like I said, I put way too much out. So let's dry and see how it dries. I'm going to turn on the heat gun. It's so weird. All right, I was looking for that paper that we did the color shift on that was black. I just saw it today. But now it's eluding me. I have a feeling it's pushed back. There it is. So here's the color shift that we used. I think the color shift has more sheen to it. This is very fine pigment in here. Okay, so now let's go back to these. And let's try something that Paula showed us. I'm going to get the Dilutions sprays, purple, teal, and green. And I'm going to give the canvases a light squirt in some areas of those. All right, I'm going to put those up. And then I'm going to take the white gesso. I need a palette, just a second. I'm going to put some of the gesso on, let those dry a little bit. And I'm going to put some of the gesso on a palette so I can get to it easier. I don't need a whole lot. That should do it. All right, let me dry that real fast. Hi, Sophia. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same stencils and I'm going to I think I'm going to offset them slightly so that they're in a similar area. And I'm going to take the white gesso and gesso in some areas. And the dilution should, see how I'm getting a pastel version? Okay, let's set that one aside. Let's do this one over here. Now, if I did a heavier spray, I would have gotten more color from the dilutions. Okay. Paula showed us this technique in her journal way back when. Okay. And I'm going to get and I think I'll do this one down here too. Let's put one off this edge here. And a little one up here. And I'm not going to worry about these smears because this is just the first 2 layers. Okay, and then let's get the fern. All right. So I'm going to let that one do its thing. Let's do this one right here. Okay, I think that's pretty good for the first couple layers. I bought the camera and the Photoshops and the book, and that's all I did online. All right. So I have some torn pieces. I have some Shauna papers. That I'm going to use. Split that one. Kind of have that hang over. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Okay, I'm going to count that as done for right now. And then it's a jelly print. With the black shift, I'm not sure I like it on there. I like the turquoise, but I don't think I like the black flash. Let's see it. Let's try that. musical paper with magicals. I think I need a different piece of dictionary paper. Is what I think I need. Let me get another piece of that. Kind of thinking that these should overlap. Then they'll kind of count as 1, 2, 3. And just a piece of pattern paper. And I'm going to get a piece of pattern paper for up there. And this has white paint on it. So it's been kind of whitewashed. Mm. Use that one. All right, I think that's enough layers of the paper for now. So let me start gluing those on. Thank you, Eileen. Now I might have some dilutions in places, so I do want to kind of, I'm going to end up reactivating that if I'm not too careful when I don't want to. And it may even come, like it's trying to come up through this paper, but I don't care. It's through the rice paper, through Shauna's paper. Doesn't bother me at all. I also don't care that the writing on the music is upside down. Thank you, Sophia. Okay, so there's one. So let me shift that out of the way. And we'll start gluing this one. And I'm letting the papers hang on the side here and there. And later on, I'll probably go back in and put some stencil work on the side in a couple places, like bring this over the edges. All right, so that, like I said, there's a little bit of spray here and there that migrated, but I'm not worried about that. Okay. All right, let me get my stencils out and decide. So now I'm gonna put gesso through a stencil. I'm debating which one. I'm thinking about using this one, but not all of it. All right, but I do want to dry that just a little bit. Thank you, Amelda. Okay, let's try that just a little bit here and there. I'm going to have to hit it with more gel medium, I think, in a couple places. I can see that now. There's just a couple places that didn't stick very well. Just to make sure. I'm liking how some of the Delusions is coming through some of the papers. All right, so let's I really wish I had a floral stencil that was more than one size, but I don't have a lot of floral stencils. So we'll just do the one big impact. All right, and I'm going to take white gesso. I need more gesso. All right, let's do this one over here. Oh, I think I know what will go with this. I just think I remembered a brand new stencil that will kind of go with this. Okay. But I'm not sure I need it. Let me get a baby wipe. Get rid of a few of these spots that I don't want. Okay, so I think that one's okay. Let's get this one cleaned up. Hi, Sharon. We're trying out some new product, DuraClear Iridescent Varnish. And then we also used the dilutions on top of the sprays, on top of the black canvas, and then gessoed over the dilutions. Okay. So my next step is where I want to put our friend the peacock. And how I want to, I have two of them cut. I think I'm going to put them right there. Okay, that needs to dry. And on this one, I think I'm just going to have part of it, not the whole thing. I thought I had two different peacocks, but I didn't. I mean, I have more than one of the same one, but I thought I had a different one. All right, so I'm going to put this white copy on where I want it. I'm going to let it roll around the side here. Okay. All right, let's let that dry. I think I'll put a butterfly up here. And I'm just putting the white paper copy right now. I'm going to let that hang off the side too. push some of that back to the black. Okay, and then I'm going to put just kind of the top of this peacock. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it right. I need to do it this way. That, I don't actually need to use that. And I'll show you why I'm using the white first, the white layer, in just a minute. Okay. Get rid of that and that. And I'm not worried about that turquoise there right now. Okay, and then I think I'll do this butterfly. Up here, if I can get her free. I don't want it over the fern as much. Well, this is where double layer napkin backs help. Let's just try this again. Too much glue and not enough water. All right. Okay. Glue up for a minute. And now we need opaque white paint or the gesso. I'm going to use the opaque white. Well, I should probably use the one I opened. Thank you, Shauna. Oh. Talk about a mess. All right, so what I'm going to do is just put white paint where I had the white napkins. I'm avoiding the turquoise right now, just because that's not dry. And I don't care if it goes pastel on this, because I just want to get it where the butterfly and the peacock are going to show. So if there's a little green tinge to it, it's not going to matter. this up and shut it. This is the first time I've had these tubes. From them. I hope they don't explode on a regular basis. And I'm being pretty liberal with the white paint here because of the delusions. Okay, let's come back to this one. I'm gonna tear that down. All I did when I fussy cut the napkin was not separate it. Okay, I think that's pretty good as far as coverage goes. All right, let's put that. All right, let's try these. What did Ollie do? Well, oh, okay. I thought I missed something in chat. I thought something happened to your iPad. Oh, Gail's baby. All right, so I'm gonna do one of these and then we'll see. Hold on just a second. Hey, Robin, can I call you back in about 30 minutes? All right, I'm online. All right, bye-bye. Sorry, y'all. That's my BFF is in town. She moved to Wichita Falls, but she's here today and tomorrow. So we're going to go to lunch tomorrow. All right, so let's see how this does with this first one. I'm just wrapping it around the back, and I'll deal with the edges later on the back. That didn't do too bad. He's going to be an artist, isn't he? You've taught him well, Grandma. You're going to have to start putting a lock on the outside of your door. Oh, I need a clean baby wipe. Just a second. I was trying to make sure there was no dilutions there. And then where I have the white, if I have it some white paint got over here, I can touch it up with black if I need to. Like if I decide I don't like these spots down here. I have spray over here that's getting on things. Okay. Peel that layer off. Okay, and so like this one, I got white where I paint where I maybe didn't need it. There's probably a little delusions coming up through some of that, but not anything that I hate. All right, let's get the black paint back out. And what I can do is go through and just kind of clean up any place I think that I got color that I don't want. If I have gesso smears, so like right here on the side of the butterfly, I'm gonna I can go through, and if I decide that this needs to be black here, like over here, I think it's a little messy where the stencils are overlapping. And on this one, there's not as much. And then I'll add antennas. Up in it. But other than that, I think I'm done. You know, I'll fuss with them here and there. I might bring stencil work over this side, and I may not. Okay, let's put the extra gesso back in there that we didn't use. I wish the gesso was in like a different bottle. That's the only thing I don't necessarily care for the I may have to put that in something else. But other than that, I like the gesso okay. Again, it's the DecoArts Tradition gesso. And the paints I used were the DecoArts Opaque White and Carbon Black. I'm going to list them as a set. I'll sell them individually for one price. What I'll do is I'll list them separately. Like you can buy one, you can buy the left, you can buy the right, or you can buy them for a lesser price for the set, is what I've done in the past. And ironically, when I've done these black canvases, I don't know that I've sold any of them as sets. But they'll stand alone on their own. So I just like them better as a set personally. So then the person buying it has an option. And I did do a Black Friday sale in my Etsy. So if you go to my Etsy, the only bad thing about moving things is now nothing is, I moved some stuff I need to move back. So my Etsy's under Debbie Epps. And it's 20% off. $10 or more. $11.27 to $12.27, and it's holiday 2019 is the coupon code. And you do have to use the coupon code. So I did do a Black Friday sale, 20% now through the 27th of December, and it's holiday code. I mean, the code is holiday 2019, and that's all one word when you put it in. No space. And that's any order $10 or more, including all the handmade watercolors, any of the artwork. It applies to anything in the shop. So I think we need to, guess we can add the antenna. Well, I'll have to add the antenna later, and I'll probably sign them in white to get it to show up. And I'm going to put the antenna in white, I think. But the white paint pen, oh, I know what I was going to show you. I was going to show you what I've worked on. Here, let me set that to the side. This is kind of what I've been working on. This is the commission I did that Robin's going to pick up tomorrow. It's a gift for her sister. And I did layers of paper and tissue and gesso and glazes. And then the girl on top is done with pit pens. And then I have 2 pet portraits I'm working on. This is the first one that's done. And there's his friend that's not done, that needs the colored pencil. And here's how our pores came out the other day. That's the first one. I think I'm going to put flamingos on it. Sorry, Eileen. Not sorry. This one here, I like this one. Bob thought it got too muddy. I may put elephants on this one. And this one I'm going to leave as is. But I do want to do another pour this style. The other thought was I could make this into a flamingo and put, not the flamingo, but a peacock and make this be its feathers. But I do want to do another pour like this, but I thought we'd try some of this in with the pour and see what we got. But that'll probably wait till next weekend, because I have to write a test. So that's our wood acrylics. The pup commissions, the dogs, what I do is I use acrylic to underpaint, and then I come back in on the dog with colored pencil. So this one is done. And this one, I'll just come back in on the dog with the colored pencil. But it's an acrylic underpaint, because then the chalky of the paint helps the colored pencil stick. The pours are acrylics. Yeah, these we did. These are what they call a Dutch pour, which I'll show again. I did it. You don't have to cover the whole canvas. These are acrylics with, well, this had Liquitex pouring medium in it. Usually I use Floetrol. There is a little bumpiness right here on this one, but like I said, I'm not mad at it. I think this one I'm probably going to put elephants. And there are some places where you can see where some of the clumps where I didn't get, but it's just texture, right? I like the Dutch pours too. I actually like them with more white space, but they don't waste as much paint. I need to, and this one's got some, it's thinner out here and it's thicker right in here. I need to work on the thickness of my paint. But I think with Floetrol, it'll work better. I don't really like the Liquitex pouring medium. I was just trying to use it up. Well, and they're not as messy. So, but like I said, that's it for me. I'll let these dry and then I'll probably do a coat of spray varnish on these rather than brush, since they have that spray still on them in places. But Annika Gray, now she doesn't do a lot of color. She does just monotone, like blacks and beige and grays and whites on a black canvas. And I've done a couple of her style before. So. I guess I should put on here that it's Etsy. You all know, but if somebody else is watching the that is in my Etsy shop, the sale. This is not my normal color, so yeah, it's different for me. Definitely. A change. I don't tend to do pastels a lot. I wish I hadn't lost so much of that fern. I will say that. There is a bleed through on the Delusions right here. Not so much as over here, but over here there is. So it was just, I didn't know what to do. It was just something. I got this stuff and I thought we'd play with it and see how it performed. I would say similar to the Dragonfly, not as big of mica in it. All right, guys, I'm going to go fix dinner. I don't know if anybody else is going to be on tonight or not, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.